So, an interesting headline from our man, Mr. Jake Fischer. Miles Bridges leaving Charlotte next year. Jake Fischer on Miles Bridges. There's not a lot of confidence or expectation around the league that he's going to be back in Charlotte next year, which is interesting in its own right because Miles Bridges so far this season is a guy that I'd say the least, since coming back from a full year suspension, he's been averaging 20 points a night at 51% for the field, 45% from three, 7.6 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.5 steals. He's playing good. He's playing good, and that's where the idea, like the Charlotte Hornets season's kind of falling apart very quick, and a season where the front office and coaching staff are trying to prove themselves to a new ownership. So supposedly they're a team that people could be watching as, a team that might blow it up to get assets, and I think that's where it kind of is a bit interesting as we hear that there is a expectation that Miles Bridges might not come back. And am I entirely surprised by that? No. But what we definitely are surprised by is like where is he going to go? Because if you look at the salaries of teams right now, the teams that are going to have the most cap space going into next year, if we're going to be quite frank, it's going to be the Philadelphia 76ers. They could go make a run for him. The Detroit Pistons, the Toronto Raptors, the Orlando Magic, the Utah Jazz, and the Indiana Pacers all have more money than the Charlotte Hornets going into next year's free agency, which means they could be in a prime position to go get themselves Mr. Miles Bridges if he's really wanting to leave. And if he was going to leave, I think it's going to be because he's fed up. He's fed up with losing, and he'd rather go to a contender or at least be the main guy on a different team instead of being LaMelo Ball's sidekick, even though I believe he's older than LaMelo. So I definitely want to hear your guys' opinions if you guys are a fan of Mr. Yes, the man, the myth, the legend, Miles Bridges. I know a lot of people, let's say, aren't the biggest fans of his, and I know why. But I think the situation that we're in, because Miles, what he did, what is his price on the market? Is that a weird thing to ask? Because I have no idea what you'd give up, So I'm genuinely curious to hear your guys' opinions on that matter. But yeah, Miles Bridges potentially leaving Charlotte. What's the deal? Is he going to get that 100 million plus contract that he was supposedly going to get earlier? But that's also a question. I wonder sometimes when we go out and we like try to find like the answers to speculations like this, it definitely is intriguing because I'll admit I'll be the first one not to know what the right answer is, as every situation is different. And I think that's the big part when we look at, okay, like, oh, this is this or this is that, and why is it like that? It takes time.